Hey guys, this is AmgdxMain again. I got another pointer for you, Stalker Call of Pripyat. This game is along the same lines as Stalker Shadows of Chernobyl and Stalker Clear Sky, except there's a major difference between this one and the previous two. The previous two were full of bugs, and when I'm saying full of bugs, I'm like, to the point where it ruins the game, you stop playing it, and a month later you're like, but there were good parts about that game, even though it ruined the game. There were still some nice things. Then you go back to it and you play it, and you're like, man, this game is good. And then you're like, oh, but the bugs are terrible. So you stop playing for another month. So yeah, those games were really buggy, even after patches, really buggy. There was, the second one was released where you couldn't even leave the first area. Okay, so anyway, you couldn't even leave the first area until they patched it. It's just like, really? Okay, so I haven't noticed any bugs. It has no conflicts with other software. Amazing. Amazing. Okay, the graphics aren't unbelievable for the time, but I've never really minded graphics that are, I mean, they're good graphics. They're great graphics. But they're not like beyond all else exceptional. That's fine. But really easy on performance. That's what I've so far seen. I get great frames per second on it at the highest graphics settings possible. Maybe I'm just should be trying to get it to DirectX 11 or 10 or whatever it is. Maybe that would help. Anyway, so and then there's the actual gameplay. Let's compare it to some of the previous ones. With the original Stalker, one of the best things about it was the whole worried about getting slaughtered by mutants. Mutants were a real threat in that first game, and there were places where mutants would actually scare you, like they'd be a good cause for fear. Not the stupid pseudo-dogs and super pseudo-dogs and whatnot. I'm talking about invisible guys, just all sorts of really insane enemies that are just like, oh, just kind of give you chills when you, and then you're in these dark, deep dungeons and you haven't seen daylight for hours of real time. It's just like, it was good. I loved those aspects of the game. But then Stalker Clear Sky came out with this much more mission-oriented reputation, work for one faction, work for another faction kind of thing that I really liked. It added a whole kind of new level to it, but then they lost that whole thing with the mutants. So you got this added feature of like different factions and joining the factions and having control over certain areas, and it had kind of like a good version of San Andreas, for example. But then you lost the mutants, and none of the mutants were ever scary. I mean, they were laughable. Laughable. I mean, the Scorchers in Clear Sky, there's several of them instead of just one, and you could kill them with the butt of your rifle if you wanted. You could just smack them with the end of your rifle and they die. It's like, come on. So, Stalker Call of Pripyat came out, and I played 10 hours. Yes, this is the Stalker. I think, I mean, a lot of people say it's not that much better. Oh my god, it's so much better than the previous two. It's not buggy. It's got the best parts of both. It's the Stalker I've been waiting for. Oh, and I spent 10 hours in the first area. Oh. Okay, so when they've got great scripting. Like, it's not buggy. There's just interesting things go on. If you do something one way or you do something another way, something different happens. It's just cool. I load my game and try the other way and see what happens. Okay. They have made money worth quite a bit, and then you go gathering stuff, and I like how they actually involve the repair. It's not repair that just bankrupts you, and it's not repair that makes you have to throw away a really good item. You can repair everything, although certain things are very expensive to repair, but it's never too expensive. I'm talking really fast now. I had a lot of fun. This is a FPS RPG game, and I played 10 hours of it, which is a whole lot. That's 60 videos. Thinking I might be tempted to do this in hyper mode, depending. I'll check in the future. I'm not going to do it right away, but I'm thinking I might want to make this hyper mode. Because I played the 10 hours and I want to keep playing, even though 10 hours is way more than an initial set. So, the whole screen's a link as always, and I hope you guys enjoy it. And also, I'm still a little bit upset at YouTube, but hopefully now that I've got the pointer made first, won't have that problem, maybe. Or at least I'll be able to correct it really quickly. Talk to you guys another time.